System. Good morning, you all. Good morning. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I am your host today, Brian Taylor Bridges. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Y'all come on in and join me this morning. Got a very disturbing case for you all today out of Houston, Texas. The home of the H, baby. The home of the H. Yep. I said it, but here we go. I'm going straight in. You know, I want to read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Title 17 U.S.C. Sections 107. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. You all. Like I said, I'm going straight in. I have a very disturbing case, you all, and it's about this, and what was most disturbing to me about this particular case is that, it involved two sisters, not only did it involve two sisters, but it involved a 13-year-old child. Yep, I said a 13-year-old child, it's very traumatizing right now because in this situation, the young guy, the little man, which is still a child, he was forced to move a dead body. Yep, forced to move a dead body. Now, mind you, this is have to be very scary for a 13-year-old. But after the lady pushed the body out of the vehicle, she told her son to grab it, and like I say, it was really disturbing and horrifying because the young man was explaining that he bent down and he grabbed the leg, he grabbed his auntie's leg, which is dead and in a garbage bag, So imagine how horrifying it have to be for a child and sickening to grab the leg of a dead body. Yep, I said it, the leg of a dead body. Not only is his dead body, but it's his auntie. Yep, his auntie. This is very sad. Like I say, I'm not going to tarry too long and give you all the news clip as well as the video. And before I go off into, I'd like to go ahead on and play the video clip for you all. I can do that first this time. So you all bear with me 1 second. I do have it available right here. Good morning again, everybody.
Tonight, two sisters, one killed, the other charged with murder.
And the court documents read like a crime novel. We have those disturbing details as well as surveillance video you'll see only on 2.
A significant clue in the case. KPRC2's Samira Rayford live in North Houston with the story and more of that video. Samira.
Keith and Daniela, this industrial park is where the body was found. Investigators say Carmen White shot her sister several times, drove her body to this lot, and then set her on fire. It's 7 a.m. at an industrial park on the north side of Houston. Watch closely. In this exclusive video, you're going to see a car that doesn't fit in. Houston police say this car belongs to 38-year-old Carmen White, and her sister Cynthia Cervantes' dead body may be inside. On April 1st, police found Cynthia's body at the end of this dirt roadway on 3500 Cherry Street. Investigators say she was shot several times and her body was set on fire. This surveillance video and several witness statements led them to her sister, Carmen White, who was out on bond, charged with possession of meth and making terroristic threats against her sister, Cynthia. Now she's charged with capital murder. Police believe she shot her...
Now, I want to get off into this story before I let the video continue to play out. like I said, mind you, you all, these were two sisters, and one of them seemed to be living a street life, and the other one was, was kind of had herself a little more together, and these two sisters had got into an altercation, and the bullet sister, which killed the little sister, they was in some type of altercation, a domestic altercation. So her sister, continued to call the police. She called the police. Hey, my sister around here being belligerent. She wanted, to kind of de-escalate the situation. In this particular situation, the sister was calling to police to de-escalate the ongoing domestic disturbance they was having. They was in some kind of beef, some kind of family beef was going on. So as the police are on their way to de-escalate the situation, they run into the sister, the elder sister, the one who is on the run right now, the one who forced the child to move this body. So she when the laws get to her, they check her just like everybody else, and during the time of them checking her, she had some methamphetamine on her, some crystal meth, you all. So, like I say, this is a very dangerous drug, and when taking it, it'll keep you up for days. You are in a speed type of high, you up for days, 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week. It had the ability to keep you going for a longer period of time than cocaine. It had the ability to have that kind of effect on you. So when people up for days and days and days, they gonna hallucinate. It's just a natural thing. You will hallucinate without drugs if you up for days and days and days, and your body is just fatigued. So when you're on these type of particular drugs, you hallucinate. So mind you, all this happened in February. Sometime in February when this went on. So like I said, the police proceeded to take her to jail, which they should have. They found her with some crystal meth. If they find me or anybody in the world with some crystal meth, they taking you to jail. So don't get it twisted. And she had held this vendetta way since February, that she wanted to kill her sister, man. Mind you, she shot one of the bullets, went into the back of the woman's neck and shattered her whole spine. She wouldn't have been able to walk again anyway. But sadly so, like I say, my condolences go out to the whole family. And, I'm going to continue to let the video play. Like I say, this is a sad situation. I'm more concerned with the child, and what he going to have to go through and endure, in this family structure where he done moved a dead body. Now his mother is on the run, and I hope you looking at me, Carmen, somewhere, or able to see this, because I know she's still in the Houston area. The first thing that she wanted to do when before she went to get her son, she proceeded to go get her ex-boyfriend, and he wasn't down with that mess. He say, drop me off wherever you pick me up, back up at, take me back over there. But, he wasn't down with that. But the first thing she wanted to trade was some sex for some help. She told her ex-boyfriend, I put you in this, you gonna help me move that dead body. Man, ain't nobody want no parts of that. Thankfully, this brother was thinking with his mind instead of his penis, because a lot of dudes, they're out there thinking with their penis nowadays, they'll accept anything. So, I'm pretty sure she's still close up in the Houston area. It's one of them old nasty men or one of these young dudes that that's all they want to do, is have a little sex. So they probably hiding her. She might be on the stroll on Bensonet somewhere. Ain't no telling, but like I said, somebody is out there hiding her. And it's a male, and she trading sex to be his. So she ain't gonna get no further than from here to Louisiana. So, like I said, if you're looking, if you out there and you happen to come across this video, Carmen, you should turn yourself in, little sister. Straight up, you done something that was wrong. But you have time to change. You can turn your life around. That's the main thing. And you can apologize to your son. But if you going with this dumb stuff, they can shoot you just like another man on the street now. Because you consider armed and dangerous. You not thinking in your right mind, especially if you out there on some drugs somewhere. You just making the situation worse. But if you turn yourself in, you can show remorse, for what you've done, and you have some time to still, continue the relationship with your child, to possibly get back into their lives. It's going to take some time, but you can get the counseling you need, and these are one of the things that concerns me too, because like I was saying before, in my opinion, just my small opinion, there's no cure for a demon. What kind of demon? Y'all think about this. Now, what kind of demon gonna take some medication? How can medication from pharmaceutical stop a demon? Can anybody answer that for me? It's impossible, but I do think we all, in these neighborhoods, man, we need some kind of anger management counseling courses for these youngsters, because the first thing you all think to do is kill somebody. Yesterday was also a very difficult day for me because, I wake up and, when you think you done heard it all, somebody got killed yesterday behind some mayonnaise, and that's a very sad for a woman to get killed behind some mayonnaise at a Subway place, like I say, a lot of these things is overwhelming to me and it's beyond my understanding. To me, it seemed like some kind of government thing, like they pretty much testing people, or they won't just tell the truth about, it's real demons out there, it's a sad, man, what's going on. Like I say, yesterday was kind of overwhelming for me, but I want to get in here today and, continue this mission and prayerfully we can get it done. I'm going to go ahead on and let the video continue to play, then I'll read the clipping of what actually
sister
happened.
Several times. They forced her 13-year-old son to help move the back body into her car. According to the charging documents, he resisted. Then White became aggressive, so he helped, fearing for his safety. The documents say family friends told investigators White was, quote, very angry at her sister for calling police on her back in February. They say days after Cervantes' murder, she became paranoid and insisted on trying to trade in her newly purchased car. When police later recovered the car, investigators say they found traces of blood. An obituary posted online for Cervantes shows she died 3 days after her 37th birthday. She leaves behind one son and a family mourning two sisters twisted in tragedy. An arrest warrant has been issued for White. As of last check, she is not in custody.
Like I said, she is not in custody. She's still on the run. You are. So, she had to be somewhere close, And, this was her sister. I do have a few pictures. That was her sister, After she killed her sister, she proceeded to take her somewhere, in a construction area and pretty much dropped her off after she killed her and then burned her body. She made her son move the body. Again, you all. That's her. Coleman White. Please turn yourself in, sister. You can't change, man. You can't turn your life around. And that was her vehicle. They already knew it was something strange. They already knew that it was something strange when that had occurred. They knew that it was strange. Because she would have had to been somebody's wife. They already know who worked back there. Ain't nothing but trucks back there when they pull in. So, she tried to get rid of the vehicle and so forth and so on, but, that didn't work out. And mind you, now when her son was playing, he was at the park with his younger brother. He have a younger brother, his biological brother. One of his brothers was at the park. They happened to be 12 and 13, and praise God, she ain't go get both of them. Both of them, won't be traumatized. But the little boy was doing the right thing, man. He was in the park playing with his little brother. They was doing their thistle, doing what boys do, playing, Could have been playing basketball, could have been doing anything, but, just being boys. And, she proceeded to go get him, and that's what she had for him. I do have a few more other things that I'd like to share with you all today, but I'm going to go and finish this and say 13-year-old was forced, to move the body of his mother's sisters. Documents charged mom with capital murder. This is Click Houston. I do have a link below that I was able to share with you all, but I'm going to go on and read it. Say a woman was charged with capital murder in the connections of the death of her own sister, accused of enlisting her 13-year-old son to help her move the body. Court documents show. Coleman White, 38 years old, is now in custody. Authorities have accused her of shooting her sister Cynthia Cervantes multiple times and then dumping the body at the end of the dirt road on the 3500 block of Cherry Street in Houston and setting it on fire. And it said Condolences body documents show was found on April. Authorities said the documents that they believed she was shot several times, including once in the back of the neck, severed her spinal cord. Before she was set on fire, authorities said the killing happened on March 31st. Authorities said video from a nearby business showed white vehicles where the body was dumped. It said documents indicate the potential motive for the killing. A witness said he knew White made a terroristic threat against her in February. Now, somebody saying that this was possibly a neighbor or her ex-boyfriend. She was already talking about it way back in February that she was going to, proceed and do this, So it said witnesses said White was very angry about Cervantes. It said calling the police and having to go to jail in her previous car for being towed and not being able to recover it from the tow lot. Like I said, she went to jail that day. Her car was impounded, and she was still mad and held a grudge about this particular thing. This is from the news article, you all. I'm just reading along a few other little details. It said the witnesses said White killed her in relation to criminal charges that were filed against the sister when she called. Another witness claimed to be White's former boyfriend told the police White contacted him and said she needed help. That witnesses said White asked him to help move the body to her vehicle in exchange for sexual favors as payments. And that's what I was trying to tell you all, that she proceeded to ask her ex-boyfriend to help her move the body, in exchange for some sex. But old boy wasn't down with that. I mean, I wouldn't have been down with that neither. But I mean, there's some dudes out there that probably would have, they probably would have been down with that. And she took the time to go find one, and instead of involving a baby, because the boy, 13-year-old, man, he's gonna be traumatized. Now you done traumatized the little man. That's not cool. Not only did you traumatize him, but you leaving him out here without you. And that's the worst thing about it. That's the most saddest thing to me about the whole case. Is that, he done lost his mother and his auntie, and then he done touched his dead body leg, man. I mean, how can, man, that'd be hard to, to get past, especially for a child. I mean, it's some of the things that I can still remember today, going on half 100, that I can remember clearly about my youth, about my ages 13, 14, 15, and 16. I mean, this was some of the most prime moments of my life, and it kind of defined the rest of my childhood, so I'm going to proceed. I just finished this little short essay. Record show that White's 13-year-old son said the mother called him away from playing with his 12-year-old brother at the park and asked him to help her. She led him to a dumpster area and told him to move the baggage, unknown item in the vehicle. Documents said he reached down and lifted what felt like a human leg, so he dropped the whole bag on the ground. He was like, that's frightening, because, he know what a leg feel like. He got siblings, and as boys, we wrestle, and, do things of that nature. But, I mean, at 13 years old, he know what a leg feel like. He trying to move a bag. I mean, that got to be horrifying, man, petrifying for a child, and this was what you put your child through, and it was sad. But I'm going to go on and say, it said White became upset, as he dropped the bag. She became hysterical. You can, man, I can just imagine, because you see some of them going off just in public with no self-control. I'm not saying that we don't discipline our children. Everybody discipline your children, but it's a time and a place for everything. It's enough things you can say without cussing and being belligerent in public. It's enough thing, something you can say to let them know that you square business right now, that you don't have to be belligerent. You can wait till you get the house, then when you discipline them, you can sit down and talk to them so they can understand why you just disciplined them, so they can have a clear understanding of why they getting disciplined. But in this case, this little man didn't know nothing about why she doing this, but she had been scared him enough for him to continue to go on to move the bag, petrified, petrified, it had to be petrifying. And like I say, I'm not going to tarry too long on this, and I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go, because I got some more good news for y'all today. Some more good news. Go out First Christ gang. We out. Y'all have a blessed evening. I'll see you in a minute.